As I said, another brilliant week for Limerick hurling, Matt. But we'll start with football this morning with Maurice O'Connor, captain, and Anthony McCarthy, the manager of the Limerick Masters team. Lads, good morning to you.
Morning.
Morning, lads.
Anthony, I'll go to you. I suppose for anyone that isn't really aware of how this came about, because we haven't had a Masters team for a long time, if ever. I'm not really sure of the exact details, but I suppose, how did it come about?
Well, Jack, first of all, it's the first ever Masters football team in Limerick. It all came about before Christmas. A few lads went into UL just for a kick around. The over 40s just to have a kick around, just to meet up and have a kick around. And the dads and lads at the same time started. And so it all kind of combined into one. The boys from East Limerick and City, we played Galway in a match for Milford Hospice in St. Patrick's Ground in November. And after that, then Joe Mulcahy, which is the main man behind the whole lot, he contacted players and we had trials. And this is where we are now. We're after picking a panel of 36 players for the year to go ahead.
36 players. I suppose, are they all as fit as the others? There are a lot of lads that are looking to get back into shape.
Well, Jack, it's like this. Now fellas these days, they look after themselves now, which is a good thing. Joe, there's fellas there that they're still playing a bit of football with their clubs at junior level and junior B level, and I think there's one or two playing intermediate, and there's a few lads who come back out of retirement who are coaching the underage teams, and they were just mad to play a bit of football. And when the word got out to them, I actually thought that I'd be lucky to get a panel of 36 to start, but it ended up that I think it was 58 or 59 people came to the trials, so which was brilliant.
Yeah, I suppose it is tough love there, trying to cut lads that are out to play for the love of the game. Maurice, for yourself, I suppose, how did you get on board?
So, as Anthony said, Joe Mulcahy is one of the main drivers behind it. So, Joe, I think, contacted everyone individually back in January. So, done an amount of work. So, coming from West Limerick, there'd be a great football stronghold. And the first day out, it was mainly down in 𝘕𝘱𝘰𝘪𝘮. It was a lot of West Limerick lads there. But then we had the East boys and the City boys and the South boys all came on board, and we've been training away inside in UL. Anthony, great manager, great fun. We've Aidan as a selector, and Jason, probably the more serious of the lot as the coach, to crack the whip. He's doing a fantastic job as well. But so Liam Mulcahy as well as our PRO, he's done a fantastic job. We're famous all around the county. He's publicising us everywhere. So great bunch of lads in the background, and the players as well. Really gelled together in the last 2 months, yeah.
I suppose enjoyment is probably the key thing. Obviously, whenever you're going to play a game, you want to win, but it does seem that it's more so for enjoyment.
Yeah, there's enjoyment, but I suppose we're all now in our 40s, and there's a competitive streak through every one of us, I suppose. If you're playing for 20 plus years, you like winning. But the enjoyment is at this stage is great as well, yeah. For a lot of lads, younger kids, and seeing them put on a Limerick jersey, it's a massive thing, yeah.
Is the kids a driver to get out of the house?
Not for me, yes. My first baby is due in June, so for a lot of the lads, that's the way they're going. Yeah, definitely. They brought them to the game there last Saturday in Clare. And great to see kids around the dressing room enjoying seeing their fathers put on a Limerick jersey, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that game there with a minute with Anthony, but how is it like going from playing against players for the last 20 or 25 years in Limerick circles to playing with them?
Surprisingly great, yeah. Originally, I suppose I played for Father Casey's for over 20 years. The last 3-4 years, I've been playing with Monkhollins, where I married. But we've came up against the boys from Drumbraford a lot in county finals, and they always seem to get the better of us. But now there's probably 5-6 lads from Drumbraford on the current team, and couldn't meet a nicer bunch of lads. Yeah, so it's great to finally be on their side and not having to run around after them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that drum team that were so successful in the thousands on the team. Anthony, first run out at the weekend against Clare. Were you happy just to dust off the cobwebs?
I was. It was great because we had 8 weeks training done, within trials and all that, 8 weeks training, and to get a match. We went to have a match the week before against Cork, but it was cancelled because we couldn't get a venue. So finally to get a run out against Clare, and every fella that towed out got plenty of game time. There was fellas panting after 20 minutes. They were coming off for me to bring them back on. But look at just for the lads to get a run out, put on the Limerick jersey, get a run out, play as a team together was brilliant. And they played well, got a good result. But as I said, we'll focus now again. We've another match the weekend.
Yeah, the match this weekend against Cork on in 𝘚𝘱𝘰𝘪𝘮𝘮 on Saturday, 2:00. I suppose looking for people to come out and support you.
Always looking for people to come out and support us, Jack. It's great. Look at these lads are putting an effort in. Like some of them would have won a county jersey before at both codes, and they're getting a chance now to represent Limerick again, which is, as Maurice said, they're for their young kids to see them play, or see their dads play football for Limerick, which probably a lot of these fellas thought they wouldn't get a chance again, and they're getting the chance to put on the jersey. Look at all the support we can get is what we'd like.
Yeah, it's brilliant to see. Matt, I'll throw it over to you there for a minute.
And Anthony, you saw a spectacular point scored by 𝘰𝘰𝘰𝘪𝘮𝑗𝘠. How's he getting on with the big ball?
Matt, Kieran is Kieran. Nothing phases him. He does what he does. He comes into training, trains away there. It doesn't matter if it's a light session, a tough session. Kieran is Kieran. He'll give it 100% whenever he goes. And as he said the first day himself, football wouldn't be his first love, but he's getting there. And look, it's duck to water. There's no fear of Kieran.
Anthony, obviously there's a structure in place for an inter-county series in the Masters. Could you just outline to our listeners and our viewers what that structure is and the number of games that you would be playing?
So, Matt, it's a group stage at the moment. We have 6 matches. We have 3 matches at home. We have 3 matches away. Our first match is away to Waterford on the 6th of May. We're at home to Kerry in Killeedy on the 10th of June, I think it is. Oh, no, sorry, the 20th, or in the May, sorry. We're in Kilteely, then playing Laois on the 10th of June. We're away to Westmeath. We have Roscommon in Claughaun, and then our last match then is away to Cork. And the way it goes then, it's in a group stage then, and it all depends where you finish in the league table. This year, there's 23 teams in it. So it all depends where you finish. You go into either A, B, C, or D. I think this year they've actually brought in the Division 5. So I think it's just to make sure that everyone is guaranteed. I think it's an Ireland quarter-final or a semi-final or something, whatever division you qualify in.
Turning to you, Maurice, obviously there's a huge turnout and a huge interest in it, and Jack touched on it there. How much of this is players refusing to accept maybe that their mainstream careers are over?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I'm talking about retiring for 10 years, and I'm probably one of the youngest of the panel. Yeah, GA is our life, I suppose. Yeah, bred from my father and my brother, all through our family. You come back to me in 10 years' time, and I'll probably be still tipping away and trying to retire. But yeah, I suppose what else could we be doing in the evenings? Only watching Coronation Street. It's great to get out, meet like-minded people, get onto the football field. I delved in a bit of coaching this year for the first time, and you know what? It's a lot easier to play. I don't wish Anthony's job on him at all. So it's as long as the legs keep moving, we can still keep playing. Yeah, it's great to be out there.
It's obviously something new, Maurice, and is there extra responsibility on you, seeing that it's a fledgling event and a fledgling team for Limerick?
Extra responsibility, yeah. So the captaincy obviously is not a curse. I'm just happy to be out playing. So I don't know why I'm the captain, because there's a lot better players than me on the team. But yeah, it's great to represent Limerick anytime, to put on the county jersey. I played in minor. I didn't play after that. It's great to get a second chance. And there's a lot of lads in the team like that. Then there's also like ex-county guys. They're coming back for a second bite of the cherry. And first time Masters Limerick football team, yeah. We had a great start last week in our challenge game against Clare. We're going to take it game by game, not get too ahead of ourselves. Each team brings a new challenge. We don't really know what we're facing. Yeah, hopefully we do the county proud as the hurlers did us last Sunday, yeah.
How did you get on against Clare, Maurice?
I don't know the exact score, but we won well. No, Clare were grouping probably for one of their first gatherings of the year. We've done a good bulk of work since late January. So maybe we're slightly ahead of them in our fitness. But we won by, over 10 points, which was a great day out. Any day you can win is a great day out. But I'm sure next Saturday against Cork, we face a new challenge and we could be brought back to earth very, very quick. So it's great when you're winning. It's all about enjoyment. But as you know yourself, it's when you're winning, everything is easier. It's easier going to training, go to the matches. So as I said to Joe McCarthy coming off the field last week, winning is a habit. So hopefully we keep going that direction. But yeah, I'm sure Cork next Saturday will bring us back to earth fairly quick.
Sorry, it was just one final question to Anthony, Jack. Are the rules the same as mainstream Gaelic football with regard to the number of substitutes, etc.?
At the moment, it's the playing rules are the same. Substitutes, it's roll on, roll off. We're waiting for confirmation from the top table of how many players we can tag off in a day. I think we're waiting. Last year there was some teams had 40 fellas tagged off on the sideline, and I think that's been cut down. So we don't know how many players we can tag off in a certain day, but hopefully we'll be able to tag off to 36 every day, and for the 6 championship games. And look, as I said, we're here to enjoy ourselves, have fun, but when we go out on the pitch, we take it serious to win. As Maurice said, winning is a habit. And look, let's hopefully we'll represent Limerick proud and we'll do ourselves proud.
Yeah, I'm sure you're doing yourselves and the county proud. Just launch night on Friday in the Woodlands. What time is that kicking off, Anthony? Just for anyone that's looking to get out and support you.
The launch night is on the Woodlands Friday night at 7:30. So look at it. Joe McCarthy is putting a savage amount of effort into this. The special guests coming. Don't ask me who they are now. I know that there's a sign of special guests coming. I know the chairman of the Limerick or the Gaelic Masters Association from Mayo's coming down. Some fellow in Sligo coming down. So look, it's going to be a good night in the Woodlands. So we're looking forward to it. It's a big night for us. We want to get this out in the track as our first year with it. Hopefully, we get a good turnout, good support for the year. And look, we'll drive on from Saturday morning again.
Yeah, well, the best luck on Friday in the Woodlands and also on Saturday against Cork and Gaeltacht Gales. And then obviously the big one, the 6th of May, away to Waterford. Anthony, manager, Maurice O'Connor, captain. Thanks very much for your time, lads, and the best luck for the year going forward.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
Yep.